Okay, thanks for speaking to us, Hugh, first of all. Was there a lot of persuasion involved in getting you to New York to work with Isla Fisher and Jerry Bruckheimer again?
I think no. I think the question has the answer in it. No, it was a no-brainer really. It was such a good group of people, and in New York doesn't hurt,
Yeah.
and the fact that it was based. I think these kind of movies, romantic comedy, can go wrong. Where it's a very hard balance to get right, actually. And we see so many of them, but there's really very few that for my money, that really work. So you want to be in good company.
How do you approach a character like Luke, though? Because a large part of him is charm. And
Well,
he's huge charm.
Yeah,
so.
it's true that eventually he's quite charming, but there was plenty to kind of figure out for me. It was the balance of when do you figure him out? When do you see that he's actually kind of charming? Because it only works if it's like, oh, this guy's charming from the the first time he walks into the room. Well, that's kind of boring to me. And actually, that just means cutting corners. It probably means he's not going to be very charming. He's just going to be kind of smooth. It was important to me there was a bit of conflict between them, that he was actually, he's much more stern than her and he's more severe than her, and it's only after a while you see the facade kind of crack a bit.
And is that did you do much rehearsal with Isla beforehand to see if that spark was there?
No, actually we did. We had a couple of weeks. We were like going through the script and improving it. I mean, I don't want to say improving it, but throwing new stuff in. And that was very much about how we got on between us and with PJ, the director. But the main thing was that the shoot itself was all like that. There was constant innovation and improvisation and new lines, new material.
That's rare on such a big movie as well, isn't it? On such a big set to be able to improv.
I guess so, yeah. And I don't want to make out the whole thing. The structure of the scenes was there, the general shape of it. But no, there was quite a lot of new stuff thrown in there as well.
Okay, and you did a couple of movies with Jerry as well before. You did Black Hawk Down, you did King Arthur as well. Yeah. How do you balance the smaller stuff like Shooting Dogs and the more overtly commercial stuff like this? And
I think it's the same criteria, apart from the fact that you obviously get paid more for one than you do for the other, which is relevant sometimes. But actually, it comes down to the material and the people you're going to get to work with. So in Shooting Dogs, I was fascinated by the script. I didn't know anything about the subject, but I could tell that it was going to be very, daunting and intriguing. And then there was the fact that it was being directed by Michael Caton Jones. Yeah. So the fact that it was made for a fraction of the amount of money that this movie was made was not the central issue, nor was it such a big deal that this was going to be a big blockbuster. It was about Jerry and PJ and I,
It was about the talent that was involved.
It was about the people, yeah.
And you shot two movies pretty much back to back in Ireland, Ella Enchanted and King Arthur. The obligatory Ireland question. How did you go on?
How did I survive?
How did you survive?
No, I had a great time. I mean, I was in centre of Dublin, but we got out and about quite a lot. I mean, I was filming on and off, so I managed to travel around a bit as well. I loved it, as I think everybody does who gets over there. But the welcome you get and the insight you get into a place when you're actually there and you're working and you're plugged into the locals and even to the local economy in that small way.
As opposed to just being on holiday.
You're just there on a weekend and doing the pub crawl or whatever it might be. So not that I didn't do the pub crawls, but it was really that was one of the best working experiences that I've had.